Yo, Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream, and today we're breaking down the NFL Draft that is coming this weekend. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be a New York Jet? We got news this morning that Connor McGovern is re-signed as a member of the New York Jets. A lot of things are happening. This is the week of the New York Jets, baby. It's the NFL Draft. A year ago, we saw what happened. Historical draft by Joe Douglas and the New York Jets, bringing in Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, both of them winning Rookie of the Year. Breece Hall going crazy in the time before he got down with an injury. Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemens showing their promise in their rookie seasons. Max Mitchell as well. Jeremy Ruckert. Now, what will the 2023 NFL Draft class include? Will it include Aaron Rodgers? Tune in and we'll find out. So, folks, do your boy a favor and hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show. We got a lot of things to talk about. It's the NFL Draft season, baby. It is the NFL Draft this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Jets and the Packers are re-engaged in talks. Things are moving, baby. Connor McGovern's back. We're gonna get into a lot, and I'm really excited to hear your guys' thoughts of all of the things that's going on around the New York Jets world in the live chat. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, do your boy a solid favor by simply hitting that thumbs up button on your way into the show. Let's get it rocking. We got my man Jack in the chat. JETS, you know the vibes. It's this week, every week. What do you mean? It's the draft week. The draft is not every week, my friend. Jet up. This is a big week. Yes, sir. R&R is always one of the first mans in the chat. JETS, Jets. Let's go. I love that profile picture, my friend. What up, Keaton? Let's go. All right. Let's get further into it. Let's start off with Connor McGovern being re-signed by the New York Jets. I just uploaded a standalone video about my thoughts of this, but we're going to talk about it more extensively here. Let me just add a quick little banner. Connor McGovern re-signed. So right now, everybody in the chat, what are your thoughts of Connor McGovern being re-signed by the New York Jets? Do the whole live stream in the Armorer's voice. Connor McGovern is... Oh, I go into the Armorer voice and my freaking camera battery laters. So I guess the Armorer is bad luck? Nah, it's good luck because it reminded me that I need to change my battery. But I know you guys can still hear me. People are like, yo, where's Richie? How come I can't see him, but I can hear him at the same time? This doesn't make any sense. What the heck's going on? Well, don't you worry, because your boy is back right here, baby. Connor McGovern has re-signed with the New York Jets. Shout out to my Mandalorian fans out there. You know the vibes. Do you want Will Levis to come as a Jet? Is this a joke? It's a joke. Has to be a joke. It's a joke. I'm not going to answer that, but I appreciate the question. Keith, what's up, brother? Richie, hope you had an awesome weekend, but with McGovern resigning, does that take us out of the running for Ben Jones? Absolutely. Ben Jones is not going to be a Jet. The only other addition they can make to that center spot is via the draft, but definitely not Ben Jones. Jack likes the move. Would have been cool to draft the center, but McGovern is a proven vet and will need this offensive line to protect 12. Exactly. Jack brings up my point that I made in my video about this move right before I started the stream. It would be a lot to put on a rookie's shoulders, like a John Michael Schmitz or whatever rookie we would have drafted, to just start under center for Aaron Rodgers in a season that, by the way, the Knicks, I'm in Knicks mode, sorry. The Jets are all in to go for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So I like Connor McGovern. And if you guys watch my channel, you know I'm higher on McGovern than most. I'm not going to sit here with a straight face and say he's one of the top centers in the league because he's not. But I hate the narrative that he's some bum and some scrub. He's an average to an above average center. There's a lot of reps, especially in the run game, where he's mowing people down and opening up holes. Of course, there's other reps where he gets blown up and he has a bad play. That's what an average center does. He's a proven veteran. He has chemistry with Elijah Vera Tucker to his right and Lincoln Tomlinson to his left. So there's continuity there in their new system that's implementing with Keith Carter, the new offensive line coach, and Nathaniel Hackett, the new offensive coordinator. He also has a familiarity with the squad as well, with Robert Saleh's culture. So I like this move. And this is the other thing I want to talk about when it comes to Connor McGovern. Hello, The biggest hole of this New York Jets team is center. And it just got filled before the NFL draft. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. The biggest hole on this Jets roster before today was center. Like, there's no questions about it. It's a fact, right? Because we're talking about, the Jets got to draft an offensive tackle. Well, we have Mekhi Becton, we have Dwayne Brown, we have Max Mitchell, we have Cedric Ogbuye. Not to say I still don't want to draft a tackle, I do, but we have 4 bodies there. Oh, the Jets need to get a defensive tackle. Well, guess what? We have an all-pro Quinnen Williams. We just signed another guy. We have Solomon Thomas. We have bodies at defensive tackle. Oh, the Jets got to draft to get, you need to get a safety. Yeah, we need an upgraded safety, but guess what? We have Jordan Whitehead. We have Tony Adams. We traded for Chuck Clark. There's bodies there. The Jets need to draft a center because we don't have a center. That's the biggest hole on the roster, and it just got filled. It just got filled. That's big. That takes the anxiety away from Joe Douglas and the Jets of going into this NFL draft, trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers without even having a center for the man. I mean, that's a big deal, folks. It's a big deal. Whether you like Connor McGovern or not, it feels good that he's back and that position's filled. And I honestly have to say, I prefer Connor McGovern over Ben Jones. Ben Jones is a concussion away from retiring from the NFL. He was great with the Tennessee Titans. And by the way, the Jets did not expect to re-sign Connor McGovern because they thought his market will be a lot hotter out there. But luckily for the Jets, nobody really wanted to give Connor McGovern a big contract, so the Jets get him. Now, I don't know what the contract is that the Jets gave Connor McGovern just yet, but that's definitely something that I'll keep you guys up to date when that details comes out. I'm assuming it's a 1-year deal, maybe 2 years, but also don't sleep on the Jets still drafting a center in the NFL draft to be the successor of Connor McGovern. I just don't know if they're going to be that early in the draft like we are expected. Another theory that I have that, again, is completely hypothetical. I could be completely wrong here, but hear me out. The Jets and the Packers are re-engaged in trade conversations, and the trade parameters that we've seen out of all the reports is that the Packers at least want a second-round pick for this year's draft class. And if that's what if the Jets are going to trade for Aaron Rodgers for this NFL draft, and the Jets are giving up one of their 2 second-round picks, maybe they thought like, okay, if we're going to give up one of our second-round picks, we're probably not going to be able to get the center that we really like. So let's pivot. Let's get Connor McGovern in the building so we don't have to stress about it, don't have to worry about getting a center in the draft. That takes a huge stress off the shoulders of the Jets organization by filling in that hole at the center spot. Now our offensive line, as it stands right now, is Dwayne Brown, hypothetically at left tackle. We got Laken Tomlinson, Connor McGovern, Elijah Vera-Tucker, and Mekhi Becton. Now, that's pretty much the same offensive line as last year, but I am expecting them to add another offensive tackle via the NFL draft. But the new additions to the offensive line is via the depth, right? Wes Schweitzer, who is a center guard hybrid, is going to be that guy as well. What was that other guy's name? Tristan Colon, I forgot his name already. Wow. I think I got that guy's name. He kind of is that backup guard. So the depth is there for the Jets, but I think another tackle is going to really put this offensive line in a good spot. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for tuning in. Depends how Joe Douglas feels about the centers after the big 3. Yeah, maybe he's eyeing a center later on in the NFL draft, but I really think that the Aaron Rodgers trade's happening for the draft. I just think it's going to happen. I think that the Packers wanted to wait it out to do their draft process and figure out who's going to be available for them. And the Jets are going to have to give up one of their second-round picks, and that was their prize thing that they had to be able to sacrifice to get a center, and now they're not going to have that luxury. Everybody, do your boy a solid favor. If you're just tuning into the show, please hit that like button. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the chat as always. It's a lot of fun. We only got 23 likes with 80 people watching. You guys can do better than that. Let's go. Run up those thumbs up button, baby. Let's get it going, baby. Let's go. I love you all. I'm excited to be live yet again. It's draft week. We got a lot of fun stuff in store for Jets Media throughout this entire week. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know every time your boy's live and you know every time your boy makes a video. Let's get it going, baby. The vibes are immaculate. I'm feeling very optimistic about the NFL draft, and you should too, baby. You should too. Rodgers trade happens latest by the start of round 2. I agree. I think the Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet by this week, man. Nice shirt, Richie. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. Shout out to my Jets, the old school logo. It's a fire time, baby. So, folks, before we go any further on today's video, I do want to shout out the sponsor of Jets Media that you guys have grown accustomed to hearing about, my friends at Manta Sleep. Manta Sleep is your opportunity to get the best sleep mask on the market. Now, if you're having some issues sleeping and you're in an environment when you want to take a nap in the middle of work, or you're going to sleep and say there's lights on and there's a lot of lights and you want just pure darkness and nice comfort on the face, check out Manta Sleep because they have the best masks on the market. If you guys want to support me and support Jets Media, the way you support Jets Media is by also supporting the sponsors of Jets Media, that being Manta Sleep. You click that link down below in the description, use my promo code JETS, and you will get a Manta Sleep mask. They have so many different styles of masks. This is my favorite. This is their Pro mask, and if you put it on, it is complete darkness. And my favorite thing about this is there's like C cups, so your eyes kind of have a little space where your eyes can open and close without something pressing on your eyelids, if that makes any sense. So I'm really, really fond of this Manta Sleep mask. I've been getting REM sleep. I've been getting the best sleep of my life. I've never slept with a sleep mask, honestly, in my life until I figured out that Manta Sleep's a thing, and I can't get enough of it. So guys, if you want to check out Manta Sleep and want to join the darkness in honor of Aaron Rodgers coming, we can do our own darkness retreats together. How about that? We're going to all put on our Manta Sleep masks, and we're going to go into the darkness like Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet by this week. So guys, go in the description down below, hit the link, sign up for Manta Sleep, and check out all their masks. They got awesome things. Big time shout out to my sponsor at Manta Sleep. Appreciate you guys as always. Now, let's go. Sleep better Sunday nights. Get plenty of sleep for many victory Mondays. Facts. I have noticed I literally can't sleep after like a Jets win. Or like yesterday, for example, I was at the Knicks game, and you guys know I'm a big time Knicks fan. I have a Knicks channel, and they got a big playoff win yesterday, and I just like couldn't sleep. I rewatched the game, and I'm like so hyped up, and then I put that mask on. It's pure darkness. Okay, I can get out of the mind, and then you just knock out. It is really comfortable. So, and also, if you guys do order a sleep mask, let me know in the chat. I want to give you a shout out. I want to give you guys a shout out. I'm also working on a fun little commercial. Garden was wild. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, bro. It was absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's get back into Aaron Rodgers. So, Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about that report. Aaron, let me write it on the screen. Jets and Packers re-engaged in trade talks. So, Ian Rappaport had this to report yesterday. Now, this is a really big news because the last couple of weeks, I kept hearing that the Jets and the Packers are not even talking. And that's what was rubbing people the wrong way. That's what people were like, yo, why are the Packers and the Jets not talking to each other? I'm getting a little worried here. Now, it's draft week, and they're back talking. Now, I do think a lot of this had to do with the Packers and the Jets both having their set prices. They both know that the NFL draft is looming, and if they want, this is really from on the Packers side of things, if they want a draft pick for this year's draft class to utilize in an Aaron Rodgers trade, they got to come down to the Jets' offer. Now, we don't know what the Jets are offering. I can assume it's something along the lines of a second-round pick this year, a conditional second next year, and then we get a conditional fifth in return in case Rodgers does not play more than 2 years, or more than 1 year, rather. So that's what I think the deal is. But the fact that the Jets and the Packers are re-engaged in trade talks leading up to the NFL draft, and apparently both sides are optimistic about a trade getting done, is really good news. Now, I know that you guys have been hearing me and other Jets YouTubers and other reporters just constantly talk about these rumors and reports about Rodgers, and we're all sick and tired of it, and it's like a dragged on process. When is Rodgers coming, Richie? When is Rodgers coming? Is he ever going to be a Jet? Oh, Rodgers is not going to be a Jet. Listen, We're all going to think back on this 2-month standoff between the Jets and the Packers when we finally get the man. Like, you guys know me. I have been so calm and collected through this whole thing where there was people in our chat, in Jets Media's chat, and other people on Twitter trying to spark fear in me, especially on the roundtable. Oh, Rodgers isn't coming to the Jets. You wish you were getting Rodgers. It's going to fall apart. He's going to retire. I mean, there were so many people saying that, and I didn't faze me. I'm like, bro, like, congrats on trying to put that in my mind, but it's not working. I don't allow anyone else's thoughts enter my mind. That's even with life in general, not just the Jets, but that's a topic for another situation. I've been so calm and cool and collected in this for the whole reason of trusting Joe Douglas, trusting Robert Saleh, knowing that Aaron Rodgers committed to the New York Jets, and also knowing that Green Bay needs to trade Aaron Rodgers just as much as the Jets need to trade for him. And that's it. That's what I don't get, where people are like, oh, the Packers have bruh, Packers need to trade Aaron Rodgers. They'd be idiots to not. You want to transition into the Jordan Love era? Well, do Jordan Love a favor by trading away Rodgers, getting off all that cap, and get him an extra draft pick and use that draft pick on, I don't know, maybe a wide receiver. Green Bay. I don't want to give the Green Bay Packers any advice because I don't really care what they do. But hey, you should have drafted a wide receiver a couple times for Rodgers. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's the money that we need to sign Q. So Quinnen Williams will get extended. I'm also very confident in that, but he's not going to get extended this week. He's not going to get extended right after the draft. That's going to happen in the summer because you guys got to realize that there's a lot of things. Joe Douglas can't do a million things at once. He's honed in on this trade for Aaron Rodgers. He is laser focused on the NFL draft. He can't just go and re-sign Quinnen Williams. That's a complicated thing. He can't just re-sign Quinnen. You got to have like communication with the agent, which by the way, he has been doing for a long time. So the Quinnen Williams contract won't happen until the summer. That's my guess. I mean, it could happen today for all I freaking know, but that's where my headspace is at in terms of the timeline of the moves that needs to be made for the New York Jets heading into the NFL draft. Now, let's get into the draft, man. What the heck are the Jets going to do at pick 13? Who will the Jets draft at 13? Now, everybody in the chat, let me know who you think the Jets will be drafting at 13. Or should I just say in the first round? Because, hey, what if they trade back? So what if it's not at 13? Right? What if they trade back? Very possible. What if they trade up? I don't think that's that possible, but you never know. So let's get all of you guys spamming in the chat. Not spamming, but you say it once. Who you want the Jets to target in the first round. Skonarowski, but I want Paris. Okay, George, he wants an offensive tackle. I've been thinking about this conditional pick. Packers are about to live Jets' life for a bit. That's going to be a top 5 pick, just saying. What are you talking about? Thinking about this conditional pick. Packers are about to live Jets' life for a bit. What's going to be a top 5 pick? If we give the Packers a first round next year, that won't be a top 5 pick. That would be bad. Jones or Wright? I see that. On the board with Broderick Jones, who is the Brickashaw Ferguson 2.0. I like that. JSN surprise everyone. Now, this is definitely the flashy surprise move that would definitely like throw everything on top of its head, and then Joe Douglas would be sitting there, playmakers, baby. I would be pumped up by this, by the way. If we draft JSN, I'm like, okay, the Jets are not freaking messing around. But then we really got to look at Mekhi and say, hey, we need you healthy, buddy. We need you healthy. Rich, you already know VR. What's up, my friend? Let's go Jets. Let's go Knicks, baby. Def think we're going offensive tackle, but Kancey would help us the most this year and have biggest impact. You could sell me on that, Rob. I mean, Kancey next to Quinnen for the next 5+ seasons. Need offensive line. No JSN. We'll see. Herndon Hooker. No, thank you. At this point, I just want Rodgers at draft night. I think it's very possible, man. I think it's very possible. We got a Bucks fan tuning in. Is this trade going to happen or not? Yes, they are back and they're talking to each other, the Jets and the Packers, and they're optimistic that a deal will get done before or during the NFL draft. And even if it doesn't happen during the NFL draft, they still got time to get it done. Would not hate Kancey. How would you guys feel with the defensive tackle in the first round? Is that something that you guys would be open for? Because it's interesting because the Jets have not drafted a defensive tackle since Quinnen, and that used to be their thing, right? Sheldon Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson, Leonard Williams, Quinnen Williams, and then now we're here. Do they go after a defensive tackle? Because if you do pair up Quinnen Williams with another stud, and we have two studs in that interior with Jermaine Johnson, with Michael Clemens, with John Franklin Myers, with Carl Lawson, with Bryce Huff, that would make this defensive line ridiculous. But I'd rather, if the Jets go defensive tackle, I'm looking at a guy like Mazi Smith in round 2 from Michigan. I don't think a defensive tackle in the first round would be smart from the perspective of offensive tackle being there. Does that make sense? Well, it's maybe you might be considering this, but I'm going to say this now, and I'll say it with confidence. The Jets won't even consider this. I mean, it's okay for the fans to consider it. That's what's fun with being a fan. But if Will Levis is on the clock at 13, you know what the Jets should do? Trade back with a team that wants him and get a boatload of picks. That's what they should do. Love Mazi as well, but Kancey fits our scheme way better. Yeah, absolutely. But the difference is Kancey going to have to draft in the first round. Mazi can fall in the second. Obviously, Kancey's the better player because he's projected to go higher in the draft. But for sure. Only if Jalen Carter drops 13. Now, I know that this has been a talking point. Some Jets fans are like, ooh, what if Jalen Carter drops at 13? That's not going to happen either. But can you imagine if that does? Okay, let's ask you guys right now. If Jalen Carter is available at 13, what do you do? What do you do? Do you draft that man? Do you draft Jalen Carter? You might have to. I think that's a no-brainer. I also don't think he's fallen to 13, bro. There's no way. No way. He was a projected first overall pick at one point. According to Rich Cimini, he heard in recent days Jets and Packers could flip first-round picks. Now, this is very likely. The Jets and the Packers can very simply swap picks, and the Jets would go to 15, and the Packers go to 13. I would not be upset with that at all. Not at all. If that's really the deciding factor of getting Aaron Rodgers, you move back 2 spots. And you still draft a stud tackle, or you still draft a stud at 15 somehow. So I can definitely see that being an option for the New York Jets. Tunsil fell to 13 over a gas mask. Ooh. Maybe he falls to 13 to the Jets. Jalen Carter is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Yeah, which is why he ain't coming. Unless the Jets love him so much they trade up. But I think that the Jets are going to be moving back in the draft rather than move up. I think Seattle takes him. Yeah, Seattle really would fit well with Carter. No doubt about it. So who are some outside of like players that we aren't really thinking about that could be in consideration for the Jets? Say the Jets do that pick swap. Say the Jets move back to 15. I think a tackle will still be available. A Darnell Wright would be there. Maybe Broderick Jones is still there. Right? I don't really see another position of need in the first round besides tackle, defensive, like both tackle spots, offensive, defense. If they want to go flashy wide receiver. Because, folks, what the Jets told us is that they want to add another wide receiver. You don't know how they told us? They told us all personally. One by one, they told every single person in the Jets fan base that they're looking to add another receiver. Well, they were ready to sign Odell Beckham Jr. And they did not sign Odell Beckham Jr. As we all know, he is now a Baltimore Raven. So if that does not tell you that the Jets are interested in adding another receiver, I don't know what else to tell you. They trade away Elijah Moore. They signed McCole Hardman. They signed Alan Lazard. But another thing you got to keep in mind is that it does seem like the New York Jets are high on Corey Davis. It seems like the New York Jets like Corey Davis and want him on this team this year because he would have been gone by now unless he's going to be part of the deal for Aaron Rodgers, which is why they've been holding out. He was at voluntary workouts, by the way. Corey Davis was there. So if Corey Davis is staying, what's the wide receiver room look like? Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis as the top three receivers. You got McCole Hardman as that utility guy. You got Denzel Mims at the 5. And then you got to draft another one to be 6. I like that. I like that a lot. A 3-receiver set with Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, and Alan Lazard. I mean, those are 3 big-time those are 2 outside threats with Corey and Lazard. So Garrett would probably have to be in the slot in that scenario. Are Jets fans worried about what the Patriots, Bills, and Finns are going to do? Well, the Dolphins can't do anything because they don't have a first-round pick. Haha. But yeah, if you want to get my thoughts of the division, you got to tune into the AFC East Roundtable. I am a member of a YouTube channel where we talk all about the division. We talk about the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. So we're always thinking about what's going on in the division, of course. Rich Cimini also said he heard the Jets are interested in moving back to get extra picks, could see them move back to 16 or 17. Yeah, I can definitely see the New York Jets moving back in this draft in the first round to acquire more assets. 100%. I think Hackett will mix and match the wide receivers around the formation. Yeah, I agree. You know, having that deep of a wide receiver room is a offensive coordinator's dream. You have so much more stuff to work with, so much more talent to play around with. And I can definitely see the Jets doing just that. 100%. Nobody likes Mims. Green Bean is the only one that likes Mims. I mean, I like Mims, but he's disappointed me big time. Big time. Get a quarterback in the draft and sign a veteran QB. Keep Zach. Yeah, that veteran quarterback, his name is Aaron Rodgers. More picks for the AR-12 trade. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to give up some picks for the AR trade, which is why I can see the New York Jets going after... Yeah. More picks by trading back. If any QBs are available at 13, the Jets are going to get a lot of phone calls. Yeah, that's what we hope for, man. We got to hope that Will Levis or one of these quarterbacks somehow fall to 13 and the Jets get an aggressive team that's looking to trade up to them. And then the Jets can get really fortunate by getting a haul by a team. That would be the best case scenario. You can't build your life based on what others do, just like in your life. Look at this, man. I like this. Thanks, Kev. We appreciate that. Should have kept Magic Mike White. Yeah, I love Mike White, but see you later. If Richardson is there at 13, would JD think long-term to learn? No. Sorry, Bombardo call. Just catching up. I believe Green Bay goes 3 and 13. Doesn't that correlate to a top 5 if Aaron leaves? Yeah, but we're not getting their first-round pick. So it wouldn't affect the Jets, right? It's not like the Packers are giving us their first next year. So I don't know. We got third World Secret Service detail. Uh-oh, you guys are going into each other. This week is upon us, people. Facts. This is the biggest week of the offseason, folks, because this is a unique style of an offseason for the Jets. Want to know why? Not only is it the NFL draft, but the Jets could be getting Aaron Rodgers this week. So it could be a double whammy. It could be celebrating our new draft picks and celebrating Aaron Rodgers finally coming to the Jets. And then all the people are going to start turning, oh, he's too old, he's washed, he's this, he's that. Good. Let them talk, bro. Let them talk. I so much rather this Jets team be a team that everybody hates on and start saying Rodgers is nothing and he's washed, so they can sleep on us. Sleep on the Jets, please. That's all I ask. I love it. Jets fans, we accept that. We accept the energy of expecting the Jets to be that same old Jets team. We welcome that as a fan base. It's way better than people hyping us up. I don't like that. I don't like when people hype up the Jets because then expectations are going to be risen. So keep thinking that these Jets are the same with Aaron Rodgers because you're going to learn quick that it's not. And I got so much confidence in a quarterback that has been in the league for a long, long time, that's seen a lot of football. Quarterbacks get better with age because your quarterback mind evolves. The quarterback position is all mental, in my opinion. I think the quarterback position is way more mental than physical. I mean, talk about Tom Brady for a second. Was Tom Brady the most physically gifted quarterback of all time? No. He didn't have the mobility. He didn't have the insane cannon of an arm. He didn't need that. Tom Brady mastered the game of football. Tom Brady became a mental assassin. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time because of the brain. Reading defenses, knowing exactly where the ball needs to go, clutch abilities. There's so much to the quarterback than physical strength, which is why when people bring up Aaron Rodgers' age, I laugh at them. Because it's not like the physical ability is a difference. He's still got that arm. He's still got everything you need. You could say it with all the veteran quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, when he was older, he was still playing good football. Won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. There's a lot of examples besides Tom Brady that I'm bringing up for a reason. Because for some reason, people think that if you're old as a quarterback, you're done. I don't think that's the case. I think that you get better with age as a quarterback. Obviously, you're not in your physical prime, so you're not going to be able to juke people out of their shoes. But when you're a quarterback and you've seen a lot of football, you know what to expect. You know how to dissect the defense. You master the game. You get the more reps, the better for a quarterback. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm comparing Tom Brady to... Tom Brady is just an example because he's the GOAT. But you can bring up this example with any veteran old quarterback in the league. That's great. All the great ones play till they're old. The ones that take care of their body. That's it. Just build a wall for Rodgers as Denver did for Peyton and Tampa Bay did for Brady. The Super Bowl is ours. Facts. That's what I'm talking about. Real talk, gun to your head, would you really bet your next month's New York rent on the Jets finishing above third place in our division next year, even with Rodgers? Yeah, absolutely. We were right there almost winning the division with a shitty quarterback because of how good our defense is, because of how good our offense was around him. So, yes, second place, I think is possible, bro. We were right there. We were one game back from second place last year, if I'm not mistaken. 2 games, right? Or 3. I don't even know. I'm losing my train of thought. And that's another thing that people don't get. The New York Jets don't need Aaron Rodgers to be an MVP level quarterback to make the playoffs. And that's where I feel like some people are like throwing that narrative on. Oh, the Rodgers is washed. Well, guess what? We don't need Rodgers to be an MVP to make the damn playoffs. We were right there competing for the division, almost made the playoffs with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and Joe Flacco as our quarterback. We just need Aaron Rodgers to have an average to above average season, get us 25 plus touchdowns, limit the turnovers, play complimentary clutch football, make the plays you need to the most, rely on the run game, rely on the elite defense that we have with Robert Saleh. People are making it seem like Rodgers is coming here as the savior and we need Rodgers to do everything. It's not the case. It's not the case. Keep believing that shit. All you want. Don't care. It's just a fact, too. If this was 3 or 4 years ago and we were trading for Aaron Rodgers, then we'd be saying, oh my gosh, Rodgers, he's going to be our savior. We're going to be carried by Rodgers. He's going to elevate everybody around him. We need Rodgers to carry us to the promised land. Well, this is not the same Jets for 4 or 5 years ago. This is the Jets team that has a very good foundation around the quarterback. That's the difference. That's the difference. And that's why Rodgers wants to come to the Jets, because he sees that. He knows that he's going to come to the Jets and he's not going to have to do everything in his power. He knows that he's going to be elevated from a stud wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, from a stud running back in Breece Hall, from a stud offensive lineman in Elijah Vera Tucker and Mekhi Becton when healthy, from solid tight ends, from a top 5 defense. He sees that. Rodgers isn't a dummy. You think Rodgers would choose to come to the Jets if he didn't see something special here? No, he wouldn't. He'd retire. He'd freaking retire. Rodgers sees something special with this team, and I'm really excited to see him with them. It's exciting times, man. The NFL draft is approaching. It's the NFL draft week, and the Jets will be trading for Aaron Rodgers potentially this week, if not, a couple weeks afterwards. Let's get it going, baby. Getting nervous, Richie. Haven't been nervous once throughout this entire Rodgers situation. If you've been tuning into my show, you know that. Fucking love Richie. This is what we're talking about. Preach it, brother. Some can't understand breaking the monotony of the same old Jet stigma. Our time has come. Let's go. Let's go. Let them know. Let them know. And this is the energy we need, folks. Ain't nothing special on the Jets. Y'all always find a way to choke. Be real with yourselves. This is it, folks. Smile and wave at this. Smile and wave at this, because this fuels the fan base. We love this. We soak it in. We sip it in. We're the same old Jets. There's nothing special on this team. We always find a way to choke. You're right. You're 100% right. We suck. We're going to be bottom feeders. You're going to sweep us. We're going to lose 14 games. You're right. You're completely right. 26 touchdowns. Rodgers equals 11 to 12 wins in a playoff. 35 to 40 touchdowns. Rodgers AFC champ or Super Bowl bound. It's true. 26 touchdowns from Rodgers. That's a playoff berth for the Jets. That's how good the team is around him. Richie, if the Jets cannot get it done pre-draft, then it's not happening. Rodgers will be on Green Bay roster next year if they can not get the trade done. Green Bay wants draft picks. Not true. The Green Bay Packers would have to eat $60 million of cash. They want that off the books. So they also want draft picks for next year in 2024. If they don't get draft picks for this year, all right, they'll get draft picks next year. So this is just, I disagree. All right, so I see that we got the chat riled up, baby. This is it. This is what we like to see. The AFC East is coming together, and the vibes are high. The debate. This is what it's all about. Bart Simpson's in the chat. What would a Rodgers contract restructure look like? I don't know. It's going to be very complicated, but it's going to be something along the lines of pushing a lot of that cap hit down the line and defer the money. That's what's going to look like. I can't give you my exact analysis of what it will be like, but that's going to be around it. When was the last time the Finns won a playoff game? I think when I was 2 years old, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. We bitch slapped Buffalo and Miami last year. If we had a real quarterback, we would have swept the two shitbirds. Yeah, but they don't want to hear that, Ice Man. We're the same old Jets. We didn't beat the Bills once. We didn't beat the Dolphins. We almost could have beat the Patriots that game in Foxborough. One of the worst games of football I've ever watched. Zach Wilson. Ugh. That pick six from Michael Carter, the second game called back. But yeah, you're 100% right. Do some research. We're going to have one of the most cap spaces in the whole NFL in 2024. But nice try, buddy. Go look it up. What are your thoughts of the running back room, and what do you think about Ruckert? Good question. See, this is the questions we like to see. Some ball. I think that the running back room is set. We got 4 quality running backs, and I think that, Breece Hall coming back from injury, it's going to be really hard to expect him to come out of the gate hot. So we got to be patient with him. Michael Carter's coming off a down year in year number 2, but he's a slippery back that can definitely bounce back in year 3. Zonovan Bam Knight, as an undrafted rookie, had a really good season last year from the standpoint of him being an undrafted rookie. Ty Johnson is one of the most players that when his name is called, he just makes plays, right? I mean, he's not perfect. He's not a stud. He's not a 3-down running back, but he had a great touchdown run against the Bears. I mean, I like Ty Johnson as a running back 4, we're talking, right? If we're debating about running back 4, that's when the Jets running backs are good. But also, don't be shocked if the Jets draft another running back in this year's draft class. And what do I think about Jeremy Ruckert? I really hope that the Jets figure out a way to get Jeremy Ruckert involved. Because when we saw him at the end of the season last year against the Dolphins, bro, he was looking elite in the run game. I mean, absolute blocking menace. He's so good at blocking. And I think that he has a lot of untapped potential as a pass catcher. And I would love to see the Jets incorporate him a little bit more. Hyped about McGovern, not the best, but a solid player and fills a huge need so we can take a BPA in round 2. Exactly. It's exactly how you look at it. Exactly how you look at it. What's up, Richie? With the re-signing of McGovern, do you think we draft a center, but later on in the draft? Yeah, I still think that we can draft a center, but not higher. Not a guy like John Michael Schmitz, not a guy like Tittman, not one of the top centers, but I can definitely see us drafting one for development purposes later on. Let them be, Henny. Let them be. JD knows how to pick versatile players. Who can you see picking up on offense and defense in the late rounds? I mean, listen, man, there's a lot of players that I can see the Jets targeting the later rounds. And it's just such an interesting draft for the Jets, just from the standpoint of the needs, right? Because there's not a lot of needs. This is the most well put together Jets roster we've probably had heading into a draft especially in Jets media history, just meaning from how many drafts I've covered, which this is going to be draft 4 that I've covered, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But this is the best roster the Jets have. So my point is, there's not a lot of holes. It's not oh my God, we need this position, this position, this position. Right now, we're just adding depth. With the filling out of re-signing Connor McGovern, now there's literally not one hole on this roster. There's not a hole on the roster. There's definitely positions that need more talent and more depth, but there's not a hole. We had a hole, and it was center, and it just got filled. Fresh is in the chat. What's good, bro? Got to know what that Dolphins game meant to Ruckert, watching us as a fan base of the Jets be our rivals. So imagine being a part of it. We're going to see so many more of them games. Facts, man. I agree. Do you think we go JSN at 13? Imagine him and Wilson. I'd love that, Alex. I don't see it very likely, but don't put it past Joe Douglas of drafting another playmaker. That's for sure. Jets Forever's here, and he's upset because his least favorite player on the roster has just got re-signed. I'm sorry, Jets Forever, but I like the move. Just saying. If a quarterback is available that JD thinks can be a franchise quarterback, you definitely draft him at 13 or 42. Yeah. No. I'd be disappointed with that. Unless he turns into the franchise quarterback for the future, then I'd be happy. But I'm all in of building around Rodgers. I don't want to do the same thing that the Packers just did to Rodgers. We're going all in. You draft the rookie to help Rodgers. You don't draft his successor. That's what the Packers mistakenly did with Jordan Love. In Aaron Rodgers' prime, they drafted a quarterback instead of drafting someone to help Aaron Rodgers in the prime of his career. The Jets should not do that. I know that we still have to figure out a long-term answer at quarterback. I get all that. But you do not draft a quarterback in front of the face of Aaron Rodgers. Just don't. Going to the draft, Richie. I'm not going to be at the draft, but I'll be live on my channel throughout the entire draft. So, I'll be live, baby, throughout the draft. Scott says, I fully expect us to trade back as much as possible. Not a very strong draft class, and if Rodgers is only a one-year thing, we need draft capital next year to trade up for a rookie or another vet. Agree. I agree with everything Scott says here. Richie, was it Connor who missed the block when Mike White got hurt? I don't remember, to be honest, but could be. Imagine if we got T. Higgins instead of Love. No wonder he was pissed. Yeah, the Packers could have literally drafted T. Higgins. Joe, obvi the 60 mil gets paid, but less than half counts against the cap is the point. Most of that money is just Woody writing a check. In fact, some people don't get it. Some people don't understand how the cap works, and I understand it because it's complicated. Not everyone needs to know how the cap works, but $60 million is not against the cap. Q could be the first player we drafted or re-signed since when? Great question. Whew, wow. Help me out in the chat, folks. I mean, all the people that we've re-signed has been waiver wire pickups or free agency pickups. We haven't got to the point where Joe Douglas can re-sign his own draft picks yet. That's going to be next year to see if he re-signs any of the 2020 draft class. But because Quinnen Williams is the last player from that 2019 draft class that McCagnon did. So I don't know. Muhammad Wilkerson? Maybe, who turned into a bum, by the way? That's a good question. We need to draft a good linebacker and center to mentor under McGovern and CJ and then replace in 24. Hey, don't sleep on my man Jamien Sherwood. Jamien Sherwood was drafted to the Jets to be the successor of CJ Mosley, and he's been developing slowly in the shadows. Whenever there was an injury to CJ where he came out for a little bit and we saw Jamien Sherwood step in, because Jamien Sherwood is the backup Mike linebacker to CJ, by the way. And I liked what I saw from Jamien Sherwood. So I think we may, and I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but we may have something in Jamien Sherwood. Just saying. Don't write that off. But the center position, yeah, you can definitely draft a center for the McGovern successor. No doubt about it. McGovern got that elite snap motion. It's hilarious. That's hilarious. McGovern stands real weirdos. So I'm not a McGovern stan, but what I am is a person that can also talk about the good with the bad and not just talk about the bad. Because yes, has Connor McGovern had a penalty? Has he had a missed block? Has he got blown up? Yeah, he has. But has Connor McGovern also, on the other hand, had great reps of opening up holes and protecting the quarterback and being a really good center? Yeah, he has. And if you cannot admit that, then you're simply blindly believing that he doesn't, because I can go pull up film and go pull up clips right now if you want me to of him having reps of opening up holes and being a good center. And then I can also show clips of him struggling and looking like a bad center. That's an example of an average center. That's what he is. He's no star. He's also no scrub. It's true. And it's a fact, too. I'm not making it up. Jack Campbell seems good, but may not fit our scheme. Yeah, he's not going to be a Jet, guys. He's a good player, though. He's a great player. Curious to see where he goes. Richie, from 0 to 10, where would you rate our O-line? I think, it's pretty much the same as last year, so I'll give it like a 6 or 7. But the problem with the offensive line, folks, is injury. That's it. Injury. Stay healthy and we'll see. The 5 right now, Dwayne Brown, Laken Tomlinson, McGovern, AVT, Mekhi Becton, we have never seen that 5 together healthy for a sustainable amount of time. So I'm hopeful that we'll see that. That's what I'm hopeful for, man. All-pro left guard and AVT, all-pro level on McGovern, right. He'll be good. It's just health. Facts. It's true, man. All right, since you guys wanted me to show, I'm showing you one clip of Connor McGovern, since some people are blindly believing that he doesn't have anything good to offer. That's what we're about to do. We're doing it. All right. Everybody watch number 60. Watch this man absolutely demolish the player in front of him and open up a hole for Zonovan Knight. Here we go. Ready? Boom. 96 on the ground. Threw him to the turf. Look at that. On his head. And then the watch opens up the hole for Bam Knight to find the edge. Watch it again. Here's Connor McGovern. Watch 96. He's going to snap the ball and make this guy look like a rag doll. This is just a small example. I'm not sitting here and telling you guys this man's elite. I'm not sitting here and telling you guys he's one of the greatest centers in the league. But stop pretending he's a scrub. Because if you think he is, you're blindly hating on the man. Just saying. And I'll stand by that. I'm a person that likes to look at the good and the bad. Just saying. And I can go out there and get a bunch of more clips if you want me to, but I really don't want to. They're hard to find on, because then I have to go watch film, and it's like a big deal, and it's like, okay, Richie, where is it at? It's just true, man. I can also bring up his bad plays, because guess what? He has bad plays as well. He ain't perfect. All right, I found another clip. Since Jets Forever is upset because it's against the Bears, I'll pull up a clip against a good team. I'll pull up a clip against a good team. You really wanted me to. All right, folks. Now this shows off the athleticism of Connor McGovern. If you have a center that can pull the way that he does and wall off a linebacker to open up your running back to get to the outside zone, this is it. Watch Connor McGovern here. He's going to pull, and then he's going to absolutely shell off the defender to open up the back to get around the edge. Watch McGovern here. Snaps the ball, pulls. Look at this. If Connor McGovern's not here, 54 makes this tackle. But look at McGovern. This is what a center's job is. Puts a wall up. Nope. 54 is out of the play. And guess what? That frees up Zonovan Knight down the sideline for a big, big gain. That's Connor McGovern right there. This is a team effort. The run game is a team effort. And by the way, we're talking about the NFL. So anybody saying, oh, it's against this defense, it's against that defense, I don't give a fuck who the team that we're going up against. It's the NFL. Do it against anybody. Do it against the bad. Do it against the great. Do it against the average. The NFL. Watch it again. This is what Connor McGovern brings. A solid run blocker. Without that block, this doesn't happen. Also, this is a Jets Forever nightmare. Watch this. This is a Jets Forever nightmare. Because guess who else made a key block on this play to free him up? Guess who else made a key block on this? Corey Davis. The best run blocker on the Jets. Look at Corey Davis on 39. Absolutely taking him out of the play. 39 couldn't make the tackle. That's Connor McGovern and Corey Davis. Two of Jets Forever's favorite players making the 2 key blocks for the Jets on this play. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Exactly. We can't hate McGovern. Didn't he play more snaps than anyone on the offensive line? Give credit. Doors not closed. Leaning towards Avila. Listen, man. He also went up against... he also played all 17 games. You got to give credit for that. You got to give credit for that. 100%. Especially from the perspective that this Jets team literally can't stay healthy on the offensive line. So having him is huge. That can stay healthy. And Lincoln Tomlinson, both players that are key pieces to the Jets' offensive line in terms of durability. So, yeah. Whew. So, I'm excited, man. This is the biggest NFL week for the Jets in a long, long time. Not only are the Jets going after the NFL draft with a lot of high upside in their draft picks, but they also have an ability to finally trade for their guy, Aaron Rodgers, because the Jets and the Packers are back. They are back in trade talks, baby. They are back in trade talks. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right, I found a couple clips against the Bears again I want to show. And this is just for the purpose of showing you guys what Connor McGovern brings, the good he brings. Watch McGovern here. He turned 96 into his fucking... Look at this. Throw him to the turf. If he was bad, he wouldn't be able to play good against bad teams, though. Just saying. 96 again. Throw him to the ground. That was the same rep we saw last time. Completely taking him out of the play. Bam Knight, man. I'm excited for Bam Knight. That's his strength. Connor McGovern's strength is run blocking. So that's what he brings. That's what he brings. And then the bad, I got to find the bad clips of McGovern if you guys want me to find that. I'm seeing amazing Broncos clips of Connor McGovern in my research right now. But he's not a Bronco anymore. He's been on the Jets for a minute, so that doesn't really matter, right? Am I right? All right. I'll show a bad clip now. To show that I don't just show good or bad. Just so I don't only show the good. All right, so this is where Connor McGovern needs to improve. This is in a run game. He misses his block. So Connor McGovern is going to try to shell off the linebacker, and he completely misses him, and then it forces in a stop. So McGovern has 8 on his view. McGovern's supposed to get him, but number 8 does a good job of bending around McGovern. McGovern misses the block completely, and that results in a tackle for loss. So there are some things that obviously he needs to fix. Like I said before we started watching some of his film, he's an average center. He has good plays. He has bad plays. He's a veteran that's going to come in there, and you know what to expect with the man. So I'm happy that the Jets re-signed Connor McGovern because, again, it fills a gigantic hole for the New York Jets. They don't have to worry about going after a center in the NFL draft. So, folks, we're going to wrap up the stream here. I hope you guys had a fantastic Monday. I appreciate you all. We're going to have a lot of content coming your way throughout the rest of this week. So if you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button. What are we at? Before we end the show, though, 94 likes. I think we can get to 100. Is a hundo in the realm of a possibility? Is it possible that we get 100 likes before the stream is wrapped up, folks? That would be awesome. Runs him in the background. You know the vibes. I bought that jersey yesterday at the Garden. Guys, hit that like button. Let's get the 100 before we wrap it up. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's been a lot of fun, bro. You guys are awesome. I'm excited, man. This Jets team has a lot of fun things happening this week, and I'm going to be here breaking it all down with you all week long, baby. So let's go, Jets. We got over 100 likes. Woo! Love you all. Sayonara. Go Jets. Peace out.